in between, always searching for a balance between common ground, similarities, diversity or differences. Very important field. In interdisciplinary, intercultural, intergenerational, and international work, in the role of leadership versus the input from below by participants in concrete field work, as well as in the structure of organizations, in keeping the best of the past versus renewal for the future. The direction she chooses preferably is walking on unknown paths, experimenting, improvising, and exploring no man's land. Thank you, Maria, and welcome. Thank you for this beautiful text. I really understand when you say no man's land, because sometimes I feel I want to live in a land that belongs to everybody, that is not, there is no territory, there is no borders, there is differences. And now I would like to introduce to you a younger generation member of IDEA, and that is Miao Bin. So Miao Bin, can you please turn on your camera? So Miao Bin is a drama teacher and head of art education in Tianfu number 7 high school primary section in Chengdu, China. He's a PhD candidate, MA of Drama in Education of Department of Theatre Studies, University of Peloponnese in Greece. So I will leave you now, and I hope our members and the broader public will appreciate it, this very live, interactive way of presenting the history of IDEA. Just with a very special note that what we are doing, we are also preparing a book. We are also preparing a very deeper research study about the history of IDEA. So this is a live way of expressing, talking, meeting in this platform. So Miao Bin and Maria, the platform is yours. Thank you. See you soon.
Thank you, Sanja.
Thank you, Sanja. Okay, so in the first part, I will be the short moderator for a short time. So it's a very honor to have a talk with Maria, and also we know Maria is a founding president of IDEA. So first, we will give the time to Maria to introduce her experience with IDEA, also especially with drama education.
Thank you. Well, Miao, I have to correct you immediately because I'm not the founder of IDEA, not at all. You know, it was amazing that in the last 2-3 decades of the 20th century, it seems suddenly in many countries and continents, there was a need and a desire for international exchange of drama, theater, and education. And it was as often in important movements like expressionism or populism or negative and positive movements in societies that it seems to be simultaneously. So when I came in touch with the desire to create a new association, IDEA, it was already 2 years at least ongoing in preparation. And there were, in my observation, 3 hotspots in the world between 1975, 1980, and 1992. And these 3 were, at the first hotspot was in south of Europe, in Portugal, APET, and in France, UNRAD, and in Belgium, Action Educativa and the International Theatre Institute. And in Spain, it was Action Educativa. And that was, they were working together and wanted to make a platform and to make a structure for a platform for theater and drama in education. And names, for example, were Carlos Radiatero and Francesco Beja from Portugal. It were in France, Jean-Gabriel Carasso with other people from UNRAD. In Belgium, it was Emile Lansman, Roger Deldim, Jean-Henri Drèze. And later, Luxembourg came in, and the Netherlands and Norway, Stig Eriksen, from the Netherlands, Lidwin Jansen, and myself. But there was also a second hotspot at the same time, wanting the same, to create a platform international for drama theatre education. And the second was in the United Kingdom, where several universities and grassroots organizations tried to develop courses for drama teachers and a curriculum for drama in education. 3 English grassroots organizations were actively involved, as far as I know. National Drama, NATD, and SKIT. Names were Ken Robinson, David Davis, Tony Grady, Jeff McKillum, Ted McEntecott, Paul Bunyan, Vivian Leverty, and others. And the third hotspot was in Australia, where with NADI, the National Association for Drama in Education, in which the drama associations of all the states of Australia joined their forces. Names: John O'Toole, Brett Haseman, Kate Donnellan, which is present now, Chris Hepper, Robin Pascoe, and others. And one of the aims of NADI was to develop a curriculum, a national curriculum for drama in schools, later in cooperation with other forms of arts, art forms in schools. By initiative of the South European hotspot, a preparatorial work group was formed. I think it was in 1990, under leadership of APET in Portugal and ANRAD of France and the Belgian partners. And all above mentioned people and organizations collaborated in this preparatorial work group with the aim to create an international association for theater drama in all educational fields. A kind of umbrella of national, regional, local associations or foundations, theater groups, and other kind of bodies, as well as for individuals working in the field of drama, theater, and education. And the main aims were described in the draft constitution, where I also worked on making those complicated English in legal terms. And the main aims were still now and are now still in our constitution, that to have this platform for exchange of visions, good practices, research, and another very important aim, advocacy for a place for access for drama and theater for all. And then Carlos Fraggetero and Francesco Beja, together with Jean-Gabriel Carasso and Amy Lansman, offered to organize a worldwide congress, a founding congress, to create such an association, to create idea. And this founding congress took place in July 1992 in Portugal. So indeed, 2022 is the 30th anniversary of IDEA. And thanks to the international contacts existing already in APET and ANRAD and all the other members of this preparatory group, there were invitations sent for this foundation congress to all parts of the world, to South America, to Southeast Asia, to the Middle East, to Africa, to North and Middle Americas, Australia, and the Pacifics. And this Zoom meeting now, this interview and dialogue between you and me, is not the place nor the right time to draw a full picture of the history of IDEA. It's not possible. But still, I have named those names, and I apologize to all the others who were involved, which I do not name, which are not anymore in my memory. But I want to dedicate our dialogue and this Zoom meeting to all IDEA members then and all IDEA members now. And I do this the best, I think, by using the same words as I did in my speech when IDEA celebrated its 25th years in Evora in 2017. And there I stole some words, okay, not from myself, but from Peta, the IDEA member of the Philippines, who had just celebrated their existence of 50 years. And they had a beautiful dedication in a book, and I adapted their words to IDEA. So Borisav, if you want to start the first fragment of my speech in Evora with the dedication to all IDEA members.
Just Borisav Matić is our tech host.
Ben u klaar, hè?
This speech is dedicated to generations of IDEA members, artists, teachers, leaders and elected officers, but mainly the men, who came ahead of us to blaze the trail, who left, who have left, but remain with us in spirit, and those who continue to be part of the journey of transforming society through the arts, through theater, drama, and education. Okay. So, as I did then in Evora, I address myself to the same, all IDEA members, especially also new members and those who consider to become a member. And, well, I hope this is a long answer to your question. So it is clear that it was not Maria who founded IDEA, not at all. But yeah, there is perhaps a specific personal motivation from myself. And that's what Sanja said in her introduction of me. I love to be in between. I really love to be in between. And I am a member of IDEA because out of interest, but then interest in the etymological meaning of the word. In Latin, interest is inter esse, meaning inter, in between, and esse is existing, being. So being in between. It means that when you are interested in something, you are here, but the object or person or idea is there before you. So it is immediately also a physical movement from here where I am, where I exist, to the other. So it is a movement towards the other. And I think that's that place of being in between. I found myself in IDEA almost always in between the formal constitutional obligation and the desire to experiment, to change things, or in between cultures, when participants in one project are from different continents or different cultures of different languages, or in between art disciplines. I co-organized 3 times an interdisciplinary special interest group in the congresses in Hong Kong, in Brazil, and in Paris. And there are reports of that. They are in the archive of IDEA, but not yet on the IDEA website. So in between, when you are in between, it seems to be interesting, but it is also a difficult position because you are placed before a border, and that's a limit. Can you cross? And if you cross, or do you have the feeling to go backwards away from that border, back to the country where you come from the land behind you? Or do you cross? And when you are standing on the border, it is a challenging and sometimes awkward position because it demands always choices. Will I cross it? Do I go back? But in a project and with idea, it's a common challenge. You are happily not alone in that border. At that border, you cross it together, you investigate the unknown land and share the discoveries. So it is always a confrontation with otherness and with unknown soil, terra incognita, no man's land. And I think that a good attitude in such situation is to stand still at the border, to look around, to see what's happening, and to take the time to see how we, I myself, other partners, what is our border behavior? What patterns do we have when we meet borders? We can become angry. We can become enthusiastic. So what is happening? And to take the time to keep on looking, even when conflicts are there or danger occurs. So there's also the question, how can we communicate when in a project a conflict arises? When somebody turns his back to you. So I have used a lot of words, and we use a lot of words for this communication. I've used interesse, in between and betwixt, transition, crossing borders, mixture, melting pot. Samuel Leong from Singapore taught us in the Congress in Hong Kong another term. We are not anymore consumers. We are not anymore only producers. We are prosumers, he said. So the concept of a mixture of one moment you listen to music and the next moment you create on your keyboard yourself music. It's really from one moment to another. So these are all words and they could sound very abstract. And therefore I want to share with you all a small video fragment of a project, a workshop we have given in Fabrecieux in the south of France. And the title was Space in Transition. So the assignment was to change a certain spot into something else. And while you look at this film fragment, it is a PowerPoint. So when you look at the PowerPoint, I will tell the assignments while you are looking. So
okay, please.
No. So Borisav, you can continue slowly, image by image. Oh, okay. It goes automatic. but very slow. Borisav, it doesn't work. Yeah. So the assignment was to choose in the landscape around the buildings of Fabre-Vieux a spot and to make a transition from that spot of nature into another image, into another function also. So this was a water pool which was dried out because it was a very hot summer, and they made it into this point. This is the same, they choose a dead tree and they made it with textiles into this colorful tree. And then the assignment was imagine what characters could be in that transisted space. And then they made a small theater scene about it, with it. And the last scene, Catcher in the Rye, was also inspired by a black plastic cover on hay, on grass. And it was presented before a small audience. So that it was. So I hope it gives a little bit an image of how you can use visual art and an outside spot as an inspiration for theater.
And so you mentioned in between. Actually, it's also very in line with the Chinese value and especially philosophy. So being in between, you know, Chinese yin and yang. So also we have a Chinese word called 中庸, which means we should not to be too extreme to either side, but be in the middle. So what you mentioned, the border. So actually, you also mentioned when in your experience with idea, you have been in between. It's kind of a characteristic of your role with your time with idea. So actually, what I'm wondering, you also mentioned it's very difficult to be in between. So what is the most difficult moment you have encountered in your work in IDEA?
Ooh. Well, there are several difficult moments, but perhaps I can take the underlying difficulty when conflicts are there and people are not agreeing with each other, specifically in formal meetings, as a general council meeting, or last year, no, not last year, in the end of 2020, when elections were there was a difference of opinion. And, you know, I love it. I love it. That's my character. But when then the differences are taken as in an ethical interpretation, I mean, like, but that is undemocratic, or like judgment about the opinion or strong beliefs of another, then I find it very, very difficult. Then also because for me, it is the concept of democracy which comes in then. We can say, and that is true, that's part of the truth, that we have a constitution and an operational manual to solve this conflicts or differences, because we discuss and we vote, and the majority, that's how we do it. That's the decision.
Mm.
But what if 2/3 of IDEA vote for one, and that is then the majority? It does mean that 1/3 has still a different opinion. So after the democratic procedure of discussions and thinking and trying to convince each other is there, still there is this 1/3 minority, and part of that's the other part of the truth or the ideal, that once taken the decision of the majority, what is then the place IDEA want to give the space towards the minority, which still is of another different opinion. And I think that in IDEA there is almost too much a desire and a need for unity. For example, when in a general council meeting a decision is taken anonymously, everybody is of the same opinion, then a loud applause, everybody is happy. While when there is just a small majority, they are not so happy. And I think there is a danger in the longing for unity. That is the danger that differences in opinion are equalized or underestimated, and that different points about or interpretation about the aims or procedures are disregarded and should disappear. And especially when decisions have taken place after long discussions, and there is a decision, and yet members of the minority want to raise the issue again later, 1 year or 2 years later, there is irritation. There is the judgment of this is undemocratic because the majority has already decided it 2 years ago. And that is then I feel really pain, and I become angry, and I want to take action, because I think, okay, majority is important, but still the place and the space we give to minorities is important. One example, when the several young IDEA members proposed in the last elections to have 4 presidents, then it appeared not be possible, because the constitution says, and also the Portuguese law, where IDEA has its seat, it's not possible. But nobody, only later, there came the idea, oh, perhaps it is possible with the vice presidents to have 4 vice presidents. So there was a discussion, all kinds of emotions, heated debates, instead of trying to find a place for this minority position, a minority opinion. So still, I think we have to come back on that, although the majority has voted on 1 president and 1 vice president. So that's an example of moments that I really should my gray head about idea and think, oh my God, this is not good.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. So, but Miao Bing, can I also, because of time, can you also put my questions to you and your work?
You mean the most difficult moment in my work?
No, in general, that you make
my work in general.
Yeah. Perhaps
Okay,
you have also some materials to show us, and then I can put my questions to you.
Okay,
Yeah?
yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will share my screen with PowerPoint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so actually, because you mentioned the 3 hot spots in South Europe, in UK, and in Australia, it's a pity there's no China inside. But I hope from today or from these years, we will have China also in a hot spot. Actually, now in China, drama education has becoming very, very popular, and it's expanding. It's an expanding time here. So in our data, drama education came to China 30 years ago. It's like the history of idea. It was brought by one very honorable person called Miss Li Yining. She went to UK to study drama education and then come back to China and brought drama education here. And she has been working very hard to expand drama education here. But still, it's a very slow development here in China for these years. So I will share some bit of my experience with drama education. Actually, I joined IDEA. I'm very new in IDEA. I think only 1 year, but actually I have been actively participating in the events of IDEA. So, for example, this one, it was the most recent one, the IDEA Day. So these are my students in the primary school. So and they are from my theater group also, and. This is last time organized by Tom and Thomas, the Together We Go On festival. So I gave a presentation about drama education in primary schools in China. And also much earlier, we also participated in the UNESCO International Arts Education Week. Also, we ring the bells with my children. So my just now I saw the message from Christina. Hi, Christina. So actually, my experience with drama education, I think Christina is the first person knew I want to go for this journey. Even earlier, actually, in 2018 and 2019, I participated in the Epidavros Lyceum in Greece. And then I studied drama education, the master program in University of Peloponnese. And then on my own experience in 2019, I organized the first summer school of drama education, collaborated with my university of Peloponnese for the Chinese children in Greece. And then in 2020, I graduated from my master program, and then I came back to China. Actually, it was because of the COVID-19, and things are changing here. So at that time, it was my first time to have the idea I want to become a drama teacher in a primary school. But actually, at that time, there's no drama teacher in primary schools here in the city where I'm living. The city I'm living is called Chengdu. It is a hometown panda. So in 2020, I became the first formal drama teacher in a primary school in Chengdu. And in 2020, also, I collaborated with Professor Papagrigorakis from University of Athens. I designed a drama course, Matić. I think for Greek people, it's very familiar person, a girl from ancient Greece, died in the in ancient Athens. So I designed the drama course Matić for the students of grade 4. And then also this course, this drama course, Matić, actually it will become the history course in Greece for also the students of grade 4 from this year, from the next semester. And in 2021, I joined a new school here in Chengdu, and then I became the head of drama education team, which means I'm still a drama teacher, but I'm leading a team with the music teacher, the dance teacher, the fine arts teacher. So we are trying to build the integrated art education. So it's a big step for us. And also 2 months ago, I also designed and directed a festival in our school called the Zhiren Theater Festival. It's very creative. I will give some introduction later. And then also I took the students to have a drama performance outside in the gallery. So actually, last time when I joined the Together We Go On festival, I received many questions. Also, we had many discussions, especially I think from some friends from Africa. And I think many drama educators have the the difficulties to bring the drama education into the schools for school education. But I'm very lucky when I came back from Greece, and then I successfully went to the school and become a teacher in a school, and also I'm a dedicated drama teacher. And for example, this in the PowerPoint you can see now. In our school, we have a drama education system. So the first level is the obligatory drama classes. It's for everyone, for all students, and it's every student will have one class per week. So this is for everyone, and then the second level is elective drama classes. It's for the students who are interested in drama arts, and then we have a third level, which is called the special drama classes, which is simply to say is a theater group. So we selected children who have the potential in drama performing, and then they come to these drama classes. And then we also every year we have a theater festival, but it's not for performance. In this theater festival, we want to present and show what we have been teaching in our drama classes. So this is what it's a system of our drama education in the school. So this is the first level, the drama classes in the school. First is for all the students. It at least once a week is based on drama in education. And also drama is leading music, dance, and fine arts to be integrated art education. So in our school, the Tianfu number 7 high school primary section, it is the only school in Chengdu now. We have these drama classes every week for every student. So so you can see now it's not common in China. In many schools we have drama classes, especially for all the children. But we have moved a step forward. Mm-hmm. Then it is besides the drama classes in the school, we also have what Maria just mentioned, the interdisciplines. So we also focus on the interdisciplines. For example, as I know in UK, in their English teaching, which is their native language, they already put drama education in their English courses. So in China, we also move in a similar way. Our native language is Chinese, of course. So we collaborate with the Chinese language teachers. So you can see in the screen, in the top second photo, these three are Chinese language teachers. So we have the discussions, we have the researchers together, and we want to study how to incorporate drama together with Chinese language teaching. We want to change the traditional way of Chinese language classes, because actually from the feedback from the students, most of the students will feel it's a bit boring to have the traditional Chinese language classes. And also actually the teachers, I mean the Chinese language teachers, most time they feel quite anxious because they have many things to teach, many knowledge to teach, but the time is very limited. So they don't really want to waste time to, okay, we will have fun in our class. So it's kind of a conflict for the classes. This is what we are trying to do. In our school now, I have a team. In my team, there are now 5 Chinese language teachers and 4 art teachers. So we are together to form a team to work on this interdiscipline topic. And this is a theater festival. Actually, I wrote a review in my website about the whole festival. There are some characteristics. All the contents are from our regular drama classes, which means we don't rehearse any performance only for this theater festival. We want to design the festival from our classes. So what we focus is still the teaching, the education. It's not a performance. Actually, you can see the children in the screen. They are all from the first year of the primary school. They are all 6 or 7 years old. So they are very little. They just came from the kindergarten and just enjoy the first several months in the primary school. But they really have had a lot of changes in the past several months. I can say they really gain a lot from the drama classes. And also it's also another difference is normally, because I have done some investigation on the drama and the theater festivals in schools in China. Normally we have a stage and the one program, the next program come one by one. But what we do is I use the 6 venues in the whole school. So like the lobby of the school, like the conference hall. Also, even was a tree. There is a tree in the underground. So I will use the place you can see in the left side, left bottom corner. That is a tree. The tree we turn it to be a stage. Also in the library, everywhere. So, but this also causes a difficulty for the audiences, because the audience need to move from one venue to the other venue. And also, I try to learn from the like the Wuzhen Festival in China, like the Athens Festival, and also other European theater festivals, to be creative in the performing forms. I want to really bring the authentic or creative theater arts to the children, though they are very little. They have never had contact with theater, but I really want them to have the taste since they were young. And also, actually, many of the programs, the content are produced by the children. So next year in our theater festival in school, my goal is the whole festival will be designed by children, and the children will become directors. They will become actors. They will form their own team. They will decide how they will do it. From this year, I can see it is very, very possible. So this is for the festival. And then we also bring the children to have a children's theater outside in the gallery. It's A4 gallery. It's very popular and focusing on the children's art development gallery. So we co-produce the event. Also, because the children, they are very young, so it's the first time for them to be outside, to face the public, to have this performance. So, and also we in our I also represented the school to have a talk with the director of the gallery on the art education. So actually now in China, not only the drama education, but also generally the art education, we are aiming to be creative, and we are aiming to be, we want the children to children-centered, how we can say. Yeah, so that's why I say in China, though the drama education is it's very young, it's a very new here, but in the whole China there are many interests growing, and also many practice. Actually in December of 2020, I joined the conference by IDEC, who is also a member of IDEA in Beijing. So I met many drama teachers from all over China. So now actually the difficulty now, and also I received many messages from the drama teachers. The difficulty now is in China is we need more, training for the teachers. So there are more and more schools, they are interested to have the drama theater education, but they don't have the qualified teachers. So actually, in October 2020, the central government of China has published a policy. In that policy, it was the first time to put a drama theater in that policy, listed together with music and fine arts. Because in China, even till today, in primary schools, the formal disciplines for arts only two, music and fine arts. But for the first time, the central government put the drama theater into the policy for the education. So I think it's a very, here in China now for the drama education, it is a very good time to develop. So I believe, especially for today, I'm very happy. I have been invited for the first talk of our 12 talks. Especially also I have talked with Maria, because I think it's very valuable for us for IDEA to to support the drama education to develop in China. Yeah. Because this is what we need now. Yeah. We have the
Miao being sorry to interrupt you, Miao, because it's very interesting to listen to your expose about how drama now is developing during the last years and 30 years.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
Maria, I apologize. Miaobin, if you have finished with your slide presentation, can you please stop sharing? You have view options and then you say go stop sharing.
Yeah,
stop. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, Maria, please continue.
Yeah, okay. Well, Miao, then you tell that drama is new and more training is needed. And I was asking myself, because there are a lot of similarities with the development in other parts of the world. We also in Europe and in Australia had first only visual arts and music already 100 years or more in education, and drama and dance has come in later and sometimes has not yet come in as a compulsory part of the curriculum. So the struggle is a little bit the same, but you are rather new in IDEA, and I was asking, listening to your expose and your presentation, you are rather new in IDEA, but what do you hope to get? What do you expect from IDEA to help you?
This is a very good question. I think it's a good question for all the new members of IDEA. Actually, for me, I feel I have benefited a lot from the past year with IDEA, because when I came back to China, and I studied the drama education in Greece, so I have gained all the drama education from, the sense from Europe. So when I came back, in the beginning, I feel a bit lost because, for example, I just give one example. When in my first drama class in the school, in a public school in China, we normally in one class we have around 50 children. So when in my first drama class, you can imagine how it was like. Wow, 50 children in one classroom. Then I told my professor Akistis in Greece. I told her what I should do. She said, "No, you cannot do that. It's like an acrobat. You are not dealing with acrobat. You need to you need to split the class, but it's not allowed here. It's one class, so I need to teach at the same time. So at that time, I was a bit lost, and also I feel I need to localize the drama education, what I learned from Greece. So then I try to look for the information that can help me. Then I try to read through the website of IDEA, and also I found when, especially with Sanja, I received many newsletters every quarter. So I read all the information, and also I learn from what you know, I mean, from the newsletters. And also the other one is I also try to read the information from the Hellenic drama, state drama education network. So it's very helpful for me to feel, okay, I'm still connected with the world. I'm still connected with other drama educators. I'm not alone here. Though I know, honestly, I know that at that time they cannot really help me specifically, because it's a very specific problem here, difficult here. But gradually, I keep talking with my professors, and also I try to learn from the information I can get from IDEA, from the Hellenic Association. So then I found, okay, gradually I can adapt to what the environment here. So so far for now, I can say I'm not successful, but I'm able to handle all the classes. So I think for IDEA, what can help me is first the information. That's very important, and that's why every quarterly newsletter I read it very carefully, and also the information from the webinar also, and especially from last time that together we go on festival. I really feel excited when after I had the discussion and talk with the people from all over the world to know. Then I found, okay, everyone has difficulties in their own areas, not only me. So this is very important. Also, I think the other thing I can get from IDEA is I exchange. I really needed the exchange from the other educators from other parts of the world. Because, as I said, the drama education is still new in China. Though we have our local, I mean, the specific things here, but still, we need to keep learning the concepts, the methods, and especially how it is developing now in the world. So I think besides the information, also the exchange, the network, is very important. But of course, because of the COVID-19, it's now very difficult to meet face-to-face. I really miss my time in Greece when I have all the people around me. So this is the two things I can know now. I hope, I'm very new in IDEA now, so I'm still learning how IDEA is running, is working. I hope in future also, I think what can really help me is I can get a deeper involvement in IDEA works.
Yeah,
so
and I also I'm asking myself if it would help you if there is a kind of call. You could make a call in a newsletter, in the next newsletter, for please send me examples of interdisciplinary work with children on a primary school. So theater combined with music. Do you have an example or an experience? Please send it. Of course, you still have to adapt it to your situation, but it gives perhaps a kind of inspiration or a material you could use. Yeah,
that's a very good idea. Yes, I would like to. Actually, this is what we are really working here for interdiscipline with drama education.
Yeah. How is that in your team? They have the same feeling of the problem how to integrate these art forms. They need also a training, perhaps.
Actually, you asked a very good question. Actually, this is the biggest difficulty now. Actually, compared to last year, I mean, in 2020, I worked alone as a drama teacher. So I only focus on my own drama classes. But this year is, 2021, it's becoming more difficult because I'm leading team of art education. So, and in the team, they are music teachers, dance teachers, fine arts teachers. So that's very difficult. I need to teach them multi-drama education and how to integrate drama into the music classes. That's very difficult, I honestly. And I think this is the biggest difficulty I'm facing now. And I'm, last month this month in January, yes. After our semester finished, we had 1 week all together. Our team, the teachers, we discuss every day how can we make our, different disciplines to integrate it together to be we call integrated art education, but the leading with drama. I don't know. Actually, this is I think if you can help me, I will be really appreciated. That's very difficult, honestly, to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I myself could send you other examples, as you just saw these scenes on the environment in the landscape. But we have more examples of how you can integrate not only how drama can be connected with visual arts, for example, fine arts, but also the other way around. How fine arts, then fine art is on the head and drama is helping fine art. It is not only that drama is in the head. So yeah.
Thank you so much. I have appeared because as we have made as an agreement as a moderator, just to say that we are ending this part for dialogue. It was really fascinating to listen to both of you, and I learned so much from this session. I was also hoping that Maria will speak a little more about obstacles she had as the president of IDEA, just as passed to me, but we can exchange this personally, and we have many more sessions with other presidents, former presidents of IDEA during this year. What I would really like now is to open the floor, and people can put on their cameras, please. And if you have any questions, now it is the moment where you can ask our two honorable speakers about things. For the beginning, I would just also like to say that we have the technical help of Borisav Matić, the IDEA administrator, who is here with us in the background. If you can also appear now. And he was kind enough to send one question or one comment from the Facebook. We are streaming this live on Facebook, and on the messenger, there was this note. It says from Edwina Issa. She says, hello, Maria. Edwina Issa, former VP IDEA GMC elected in Brisbane, joined since Porto, still in Jordan.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, then there is some Kim Flintoff, Kisumi, Bergen, Ottawa, David J. Logan. So it's the IDEA Congress in Bergen was fantastic. Hong Kong too. David J. Logan wrote that. So Kim Flintoff wrote Kisumu, Bergen, Ottawa, and Hong Kong. We all very exciting. Running 6-7 was a highlight of my drama education career. So it's really nice that we hear these voices from also the Facebook streaming. And Vina Issa says, Miao, this is a good point. How can we support new members as they bring drama to new areas of the world? So this is a question. It's very important for IDEA in general. And so I think she was referring to the point what Miao Bin was saying about his experiences in spreading drama theater education in China in his school and wider. And Patrice Baldwin says National Drama IDEA member is delivering online courses on using drama across the curriculum in primary schools at the moment. So thank you, Patrice. If you want to share something more about it, or please be open. Maybe there is this little icon of lifting the hand. So maybe you could lift the hand if you want to speak or ask something. Patrice, would you like to add something to what you just wrote? Or is it enough that I read it? Is there anybody else who would like to speak? Yes, Patrice?
Sorry, my son just brought me a cup of coffee at the exact moment that you asked me. Well, no, I found it absolutely fascinating, and I'm delighted that primary drama, which you know is my particular specialism, I'm delighted. What I find interesting is, and it's always true for all of us, is these parallel universes, because I know some quite significant things that are going on in China with various universes, and anyway, everybody does, I'm sure. So I guess one of the jobs of IDEA potentially is to pool, which it tries to do, is to pool all of that is available, because there is a lot of knowledge and support right across the world, and I always find it really interesting, because in my head, I suppose I was thinking, oh yes, I know Jonathan Neelands has done loads of work in China, and I remember going to China, and I don't know how connected it is. It's very disconnected, isn't it? And in an online world, of course, we've got fantastic opportunity to connect things. If there's been one positive thing out of the pandemic, it's been fantastic for connecting people internationally, because they've been forced into that. So maybe we should be seeing this as an opportunity, which is what I think you are doing, because we're all here.
Well, Patrice, it would be wonderful, specifically as the plan is to have the next, after Iceland Congress, to have the IDEA Congress in Beijing in China, that we collect all those previous experience from Neeland, from other perhaps working in China, and bring that to Miao Bin and others.
Yeah, definitely. Welcome to Beijing.
I did. Sorry, when I was president of IDEA, we did do. Well, it wasn't in China; it was in Hong Kong. Sorry, so it was a whole.
Yes,
we did do some things actually, but I won't go into them now. But
no, okay.
Yeah.
But
I can just
we
say,
come back to you.
Let us go one Congress at a time. So in Iceland, in Reykjavik in July, and all of you will come, that we can really hug, as we said at the beginning when we met.
Yeah.
And of course, in 2024, it is actually the Congress, Chinese Congress, Beijing Congress, that was postponed because of the COVID. It was supposed to happen in China, but now it's postponed to 2024. And really keep our fingers crossed that we will all meet there. Tinti Karpinen wanted to say something, so please put on your mic. The floor is yours.
Hi, everybody. I just want to thank first the interview, both of you, Maria and Miao, and then good news for you, because there are two more countries who I have been just last week very closely contacting, Russia and Estonia, and they are very eager to become not only members in IDEA, but also to participate and organize an international conference, and I am just helping them to find contacts. And another thing about this celebration, FIDEA is celebrating its 50 years this year. So it's a long time.
Wonderful. Congratulations, Tinti. Really wonderful anniversary. And of course, Tinti Karpinen, belonging so much, who has the idea, who has initiated the IDEA Day. So a very significant figure here present. So is there anybody else who would like to ask somebody something or say, just you're welcome. I see we have Greek also here, participants. Maybe Christina will say something, or Nikos, about their experiences, because they know Miao Bin, they inspired him, they taught him a lot. So
yeah, definitely, I'm inspired by Greeks. That's for sure. I love Greece.
It makes us very proud. What I have seen today is really beautiful, and I am inspired by your work. I love the concept of your festival, and I think you are doing great steps, very, very fast steps, and we are very happy to see these steps, and we are very proud that we were a source of inspiration for you.
No, actually, really, Christina led me to drama. That's for sure. And she helped me a lot when I applied for the master program in University of Peloponnese. So I really thank you, Christina.
Miao, how did you come to the idea to go to Greece?
Actually, I joined Hellenic Drama Theater and Education Network because of my professor, Akistis Kontoyani. She recommended me to be in the network, and then through there, and then I know IDEA. Then I applied to be the member of IDEA. Yeah, so still passed by Greece.
Yeah, but even earlier, why not to Africa? Why to Greece?
Because I was working in Greece at the time. I worked in actually before I studied drama, I was in a shipping company from Denmark. So I lived in Denmark for 2 years, and then I moved to Greece in Athens. Then I worked there for some years, and then I was fully inspired by drama in Greece, of course. Especially, actually, I still remember the first time I sat in the theater, in ancient theater in Epidavros. That was the best moment in my life. So, yeah, everything started from there.
Yeah, I can imagine. We were there too.
So strong that you changed your whole career. I think this is a very
yes,
very inspirational.
I believe the rest of my life will be in drama education.
Yes.
Nice. You never know.
We
hope so.
I'm very certain, I think.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else who would like to ask something or comment? This is the moment. If not, we are nearing. Oh yes, Nikos, please turn on your mic. Yeah. No, turn it on. It was just turned on a moment ago. Yes, now speak, please. No, we cannot hear you. It is strange. Okay, while we are waiting for Nikos, I can read what Kate Donnellan said, but Kate, you can also speak if you like. I don't need to read it. Okay. Thank you, Maria and Miao, for your interesting presentations and reflections on IDEA. It is very late here in Australia, so I need to say goodbye now to my IDEA old friends. I look forward to the next IDEA history and dialogue. Thank you, Kate, so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nikos, could you try to speak again, or you could write in the chat? It's mic problems, Nikos says. Sorry, only to say how glad I am to see you all here. We are so glad to see you also, Nikos.
Okay, and may I say something? I see
please.
in the participants the name of Tag McEntercart, and I'm so astonished, but also so glad that you, Tag, is present. So very long time ago. Welcome. I'm glad.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you very much. I don't know if you can hear me. I might still be
I see you
mute.
even. Hello.
I've been dipping in and out because I've had something else going on at the same time, but I hope to be able to hear the recording as well at some point. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Very good to see you all too.
Welcome. So now we are nearing the end, and Maria asked us to show a short video at the very end. But before we see, because I believe it will be a very strong impression after this video, I would just like to give you a few informations. Tinti also say thank you, Nikos, and all your colleagues for sharing the journal with us, and that's true. Thank you very much for your hard work on the great journal. So what I want to say, just a few words, that the IDEA 30 years, this is just one of the activities that is going to happen. And we have created a working group, and 30 years anniversary of IDEA, that is led by our dear colleague, the co-director of projects and concepts, Tom Willems. And we are planning to really publish a book that is a more illustrated, condensed version of the history of the 30 years of IDEA. But it will be based on advocacy projects, publications, and congresses. And there is a whole team working already on this publication. But what we plan is really to do a more in-depth publication that will contain essays, research, interviews, and that will contain really a very good study, resource book about the 30 years of IDEA. But this demands, as Stig Eriksson, our dear colleague who is here, it demands at least 3 years to create. So we really would like to start the project this year and hopefully in 3 years finish it. What I want to say is that we will have a live celebration in Iceland, in Reykjavik, of the 30 years of IDEA, and this is prepared by our co-directors of Young IDEA, Nefeli and Katrin, and also our co-directors of Projects and Concepts, Tom and Thomas. And I really hope that you will join us in Iceland for this live celebration. I think there will be also a performance by the members of Young IDEA. And I want to invite you all to join us on our next session of this dialogues, of this contemplation, of rethinking the past and reimagining the future. And this time our speakers will be Stig Eriksson, who is present here, who organized a marvelous congress in Bergen that people still remember. And it was a very significant milestone for IDEA, I think, when it happened. And also it will be Angelica Uruela from PETA, from a young colleague from the Philippines, who was actually the director of Young IDEA for one term in our association. So this is all for today. I hope you will follow all our online activities that are happening. And thank you all for being here. And especially a very big thank you to Miao Bin, to Maria, who is always here for support and for advising us as the honorary president of IDEA. So see the film now. Thank you so much. Now we could see the film, Borisav, and then we could see the we have a little like outgoing jingle, video jingle. Thank you so much all.
There is a story about the tree with branches that had grown up to the sky. They were touching the clouds, and it was a miracle. Everyone wanted to climb to the top of the tree and to feel the softness of the clouds. Many of them had injuries because of that adventure. But one boy made it. He said it was the happiest moment in his life. Maybe it is because he made his wish come true only by his effort. Maybe it is because he did something nobody had done before. People from his town were so jealous. They couldn't understand how can a little boy do such a great thing. There was a woman who was fascinated by this boy, and she asked him, without any jealousy in her voice, "How did you make it?"
How did you make it? And the answer was simple. I did not look down. I didn't look up. My eyes were straight. My look was focused on the present.
My eyes were straight. My look was focused on the presence, on that very moment. I didn't care what have I been through, nor what is waiting for me. I was just trying to be the best I can in the presence. And like that, I was changing the future and remaking the past. The woman told him that she wished she had his focused look, his eyes.
And like that, I was changing my future, remaking my past. That woman told him that she wished she had his focused look, his eyes, and that's my wish to IDEA.
Thank you for this beautiful video. Thank you so much. So now we could just see the outgoing little jingle. And I hope we see each other on the 26th of February. It will also be a Saturday. and to have a session like this with Stig and Anj. And the Philippines. We are connecting the world. We are trying to make it in the intergenerational, also intergender. We also like to, of course, connect the continents. Find this. This is our pilot session, and I think it went quite well. So thank you so much.